Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that occasionally brings to you the odd great news from all over the planet. We are here tonight defying all odds as if we are a few travelers on the Oregon Trail, just making our way in our little covered wagon going, we shall deliver the news to the Monument Valley, somewhere west of the Mississippi. And we got in our little car, we're like, let's go deliver the news. And on our way, we had to ford a river, and then Ashley died, and then she came back as a zombie, and then we put her back in the passenger seat, and she's like, no, I want to drive because I'm the undead. And we put her in the undead seat in the wagon, and then the oxes died, and then the oxes were undead, and then I was the last man standing. So when we needed food, all we had left to do was climb trees, and I was the only one that could do it. That's right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's me, Steven, joined as always by the amazing, the incredible, the wonderful Smash Lee, who's frozen on the screen and may or may not be there, or she was just really holding her face real still.
I was reading the thing, and I was wondering who voted that I would be under 20.
Oh, by the way, if you are an audio listener, you're missing out on some fantastic art from one oddly normal one.
It's so beautiful.
He has gifted us not really gifted because it definitely paid him because he's worth it.
for exposure.
For exposure. No, he charges money because he should, because he's a talented individual.
Exposure bucks.
He created us this wonderful, much more appropriate overlay for the show. So our cameras, it just looks like us. It looks like Horseshoes and Hand Grenades nuttiness. And the swear jar may be my favorite feature of the whole darn thing.
I love the little swear jar face so much.
Let me, Ashley, we haven't talked to each other in a show capacity for 3 weeks.
8.5 years.
It's been 84 years.
And I fell asleep one night, and then there was turducken, and then...
Oh, yeah, turducken. We didn't need a turducken. We had a turkey.
Didn't.
So, Thanksgiving... Should we do it? Like, should it be a thing? I'm at the point where I think people should just not make a thing of it and just get together for dinner and just have. I hate cooking, and it's just mostly stressful.
That cheesecake was so good.
It was real good.
I was not expecting that. As much as you hate cooking, I thought it went okay though because everybody had already cooked. Everything was already
great.
Done.
It was great. But there's always this overlying
the dishes cleanup was dumb.
Well, you know what I love this time? Can I give your mom a pat on the back from the show? We didn't use the china. We just used.
She was crushed.
Oh no.
She was
Everybody's
crushed.
like, yes, and she's like, didn't get to use my pretty plates. Didn't get to slop gravy all over the pretty plates.
So much room. The chargers and the china take up an entire room in their house, and to not get to use it one of the 2 effing time. No, she only uses that china 1 effing time a year, and then she has Christmas china that she uses 1 effing time a year.
Christmas china.
China and turkey china, and then maybe the New Year's and the Thanksgiving china are the same.
I think I'm just broken in that we never had china growing up, and my mom is a very no frills person. So I just grew up with this. Why would you get a fancy plate that you use once a year? That doesn't seem logical. But
if you
there's
have
a
more
reason
money
for
than
it.
sense, that's what people used to do. But you don't need to keep doing it because people used to do it. I remember the first time I went to have Thanksgiving with you guys. It was the first Thanksgiving I'd ever spent away from my family, and I'm like, this is amazing.
It was paper plates. Wow.
And then everybody ate, and then it was
over.
There wasn't the 4 hour of making sure somebody didn't drop the crystal on the way back to the cupboard, and it was so good.
That's the way we've always done it, and we always did Thanksgiving at lunch. So my mom had 2 casseroles that would go in and a ham, and that was
delicious.
That was it, yeah. Because my dad won't eat turkey. My dad is he's adamant that if he puts a piece of turkey in his mouth, he will get a headache. And I don't know why. I mean, I'm assuming he had some sort of life experience that led to turkey gives him headaches. Maybe that's a thing. Is that a thing? Do people get headaches from tryptophan?
I don't
Can
know.
people have a negative reaction to it?
but there's tryptophan in lots of stuff. We just go, oh, it's in turkey. That's what makes you sleep. I'm like, no, MFer. It's because you ate 60 pounds of food and your body's shutting down systematically so it can digest the shit. Like,
Speaking of digestion, no, speaking of eating thousands of pounds of food, Smash, Black Friday. Do you know what was on sale and what I bought myself as a present?
no.
I bought a Withings Wi-Fi scale, and I am so excited about my Withings Wi-Fi scale. For one thing, it tracks your weight, it tracks your body mass, tracks how much water's in your body, tracks your bone mass, your muscle mass, all
Did you
through
get calipers?
your feet. No, I let it track me through my feet with its electrical impulses that it
Your
uses.
feet. No, I have a foot fat
I
tracker.
have a foot fat tracker, and it's amazing. And you know what you can do with this sucker? I'm almost certain, because I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'd heard tale of it. You can wire it up so that it'll tweet your weight to the Twitter. So you can shame yourself into losing weight. How exciting is that?
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
And to anybody, if HG was here, I would pointedly ask this. In what universe does shaming someone actually work for a long-term thing without horrible side effects?
Oh,
Like the
okay.
whole, you pee, like if you're trying to like toilet learn a child. I hate potty training words. I hate the phrase
hate
potty
the word
training.
potty.
Shove it up your ass. Like that insinuates that you can train a child. That's dumb.
Like an animal.
Well, you can't. Kids be like, yeah, you can train me. You can train me to fucking stick my foot up your ass.
That's
That's
3.
what the 19. Yeah. Crap,
That's
I voted
the-
against myself. Well, I
that's
voted
3.
for myself too. But like they're like, oh well, you just if he didn't make it to the body, you just shame him. And I'm like, excuse the fuck, wait, no, you're fat. Let's shame you. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
that's-
just put down my Cheeto because you made me feel bad.
Well, haven't you done math before? Like, if you do a negative and a negative, it's a positive. So if you take a negative action and you negatively reinforce it, it becomes a positive outcome. It's just math. It's basic math.
I love the lead-in. The lead-in makes that. I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm just asking questions. Maybe it's just math. Maybe
it's the Jewish space lasers.
Maybe the Jewish space lasers are what causes your child to pee his pants. I'm just asking questions. I mean, are there Jewish space lasers?
Wendigo.
I don't know
Can
that
you
there
please
aren't.
tell everybody about your erotic
Oh no, it's my
fiction
abandoned story now. It's legit my abandoned story, and I know exactly. Okay, for context for audio listeners, there was a discussion about what. How did it even start between you and I?
They hit me up on what's that?
They being like Chinese literary agents.
Yeah,
What was it?
somebody wanted me to write them some lesbian fiction. And they wanted me to write 40 to 80,000 words for 0.001 money for word. And they needed it to be fast paced, which was just make the lesbians lick each other for our entertainment.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't feel no, but thank you. And so I sent it to Steven and I'm like, hey, something about me says I need to write porn. And then Steven.
And then I said, I'll write them. This is the quote from the text because I'm way smarter back then than I am now. I'll write them a lesbian novel. Could the lesbian also be a Wendigo? Like a Wendigo and a Bigfoot get together? It's a forbidden love story. Then a bat squat shows up and it's all off the rails from there. Classic love triangle. It almost sells itself. I'll call it Cryptid Desire.
The Cryptid Desire broke me. Cryptid Desire. I feel like if I didn't know you, I wouldn't know that the word cryptid meant what it meant.
Yeah, like a
A
mythological
bat
animal.
squatch.
And I even wrote it. Here's an excerpt from the novel. I wrote it in the text. I remember the first time I saw her gnawing on a pine cone in a clearing down by the river. It was then I knew my life was changing forever.
So dumb. It's right, Sapo, cryptid desire.
It's
what?
perfect. There's a market for Bigfoot
Oh, I guarantee
romance novels.
People would buy
like,
that.
imagine like big burly lumberjack, and he's got a huge beard. He basically looks like like a larger version of Hammer
Humperjack.
Dwarf. Hammer Dwarf's name is Humperjack. Humperjack.
Emmerdorf, please change your name to Humperjack.
They go into the woods and they make out with ancient creatures. Humperjacks. They bring back the DNA of the Wendigo. No, but I was so I got to thinking about it though, and the more I considered the story of a Wendigo romance, the more I realized this isn't a porno. This isn't a porn. This is a Disney Plus streaming television show. It's Pete's Dragon, but from a different angle. So I'm writing it in my abandoned story. Believe it or not, I already have
abandoned story.
I already have.
I don't know
Abandoned's the next anthology. So that's actually just like, wait, this was news to me. I don't remember being included. You were there. You had to have been there.
I'm always there in spirit. Wait, okay, so tell me about Abandon.
So our next anthology, ta-da! By the way, you can buy Misspelled right now on Amazon to support Toys for Tots and whatnot. So go out there and take a look at that. Go do that thing. But Abandon is the next anthology. Will be the 4th Legion of Dorks Presents anthology to support Toys for Tots. And
Thank you, Kelly Lynn Colby.
Thank you. Basically, Kelly does all the work. I just say some words. So there's the stories will be about abandoned places. Maybe it's an abandoned mine. Maybe it's something deep in your psyche that has been left dormant that way awakens. There's all kinds of places you could take the word abandoned and run with it. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what the anthology is about, and I'm gonna write one about a Wendigo. So
Wendigo.
Yeah. Do you need to go? Do you need to go see?
No, I just said Wendigo.
Oh, I saw McFly say something about sun.
He said sun, but when Jacob does this thing, and I don't know, Jacob makes himself laugh heartily. And it's like he walked into the room a couple months ago and he looks at me and he goes, Wendigo. And then just shit his pants laughing. Like, much like Steven just did. Just shit his pants. I'm like, what? And so for the next 20 minutes, he walks around going, Wendigo. I don't know why. I don't know where he got it. I don't know why he thought it was so funny. But the way he says it gets stuck in your head. So after he stopped saying it for the 20-minute period, my brain was echoing, Wendigo. Mother. Like, shut. So he did it so much that William will hear him say it and he goes, like, because he's trying to do it. So Jacob will go, Wendigo, and William will be like, because he can't say Wendigo.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Stupid.
I need one of his early words to be Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah. So I got on this cryptic kick because I did a project at work over our hackathon, because every now and then we have a hackathon a week long to do a thing. And I didn't care what – I had an idea for a project, but the main gist of it was I really wanted to name it after a lumberjack cryptid. So, like, you know, like a razor snake or splinter cat or –
As one does,
yeah,
sure.
The Dungavenhoofer. There's a whole bunch of them. But so the one I ended up picking, and I don't know if I'm sold on it, but it's fine. Names can change, is Gumbaroo. It's a creature that's found in the forest with impenetrable skin. Bullets, knives, nothing can break it. But if it catches fire, it will explode. The Gumbaroo.
That's a real thing people think is real?
That's something that the lumberjacks said was a thing.
Is that a landmine?
No. It's. I mean, maybe. I guess. I feel like a bullet would probably make it explode too. Make a landmine explode. This is a creature.
Missed.
It's got like 6 toes on each foot and stuff. It's a big old burly thing.
What's it called?
Great.
A humpy humper?
Yeah, humpy humper. Humpy humper gets attached
to
humperjacks. No, is that a show title? Humperjacks? Can that be one?
Humperjacks.
But yeah, Gumbaroo. Or some people pronounce it Goombaroo.
Goom.
Like
How do you spell-
Gumberoo. Gumber. Ooh. Gumberoo. Yeah,
There are pictures. I bet you there's pictures of. Oh, it's a freaking shaved bear.
yeah, that's what people say it looks like.
A
But
mange bear.
It's a mystical creature from the woods. Razor
There
snakes
is
made
a
me really
cryptid
happy
wiki Gumberoo fandom.
Razor snakes were one we heard about at DragonCon that one year. It's a snake that eats its tail and then it's like flies through the forest cutting down logs or cutting
So
down
a spiky
trees.
Oribus.
Yes, is it Oribus or Ouroboros?
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. It's you don't know where to end it. It's like banana. Banana.
Oribus? Or
Banana.
Stop it. Ouroboros. Ouroboros.
I thought that was what the things look like the lines in the sky or something. I thought that was Ouroboros.
Yes,
Ouroboros.
He was like, look at the Ouroboros up there.
There's Ouroboros. Aurora Borealis.
I hate R words. I can't say them.
Aurora Borealis. Chemtrails.
The lines in the sky. Dude, Jake, so, like, William's obsessed with seeing jets in the sky. I don't know. Like, he could eagle eye them out of nowhere. Be like, jet, jet, jet. And Jacob every time goes, yes, son, those are chemtrails. I'm like, stop telling him that.
There's a guy I used to work with that was all about the chemtrails. And I remember him showing me a picture on the internet of these little pieces of tinfoil. He's like, this is falling out of the planes. This is a whole one. And I'm like, that's a piece of tinfoil. And no, it doesn't make chemtrails real, you psycho. But I, like, after leaving where we used to be and the people I used to be with, I've learned that much of the things I heard all day was basically InfoWars propaganda shot out of other people's mouths. And I was like, I thought Alex Jones was a crazy person. And yes, he was. But these people bought into it, so it made it legitimate somehow in my head. Because that was the people I was around. I was like, that sounds insane.
Going on, man.
But I'm putting up with
sucks.
it. Yeah.
You want to be important, so if there's something going on that the majority doesn't know about, then that makes you important, and it sucks and it's sad.
Well, it's way more fun sometimes to believe in things like Goombaroos, because even though you know it's not real, you kind of wish it was. But that's kind of a positive thing, whereas believing the government's poisoning us with airplane droppings seems like a thing we should not get too sold into, you know?
I mean, so I've never been in an airplane that spewed out tinfoil. I mean, on purpose. Like, if we lost a bolt, that would have been a bad day. And no. I don't even know. Like, what are they supposed to be?
I don't know. I just know that whatever it is, it's causing people's fertility to drop.
So that's okay.
Poisoning people.
Steven and I were chatting about this the other day. Like, the people affected most by the biggest assholes out there are the ones that are the biggest supporters for the assholes. Like,
sure.
Like, literally, our DNA has been modified by the shit that DuPont put in the water decades ago.
PFOAs.
Like, but that's okay. But chemtrails.
So, the DuPont stuff and the Parkersburg, West Virginia, and the water and the dumping and all that stuff, that was a big thing. For those not interested or not curious, who want to see an entertaining take on this, go watch Dark Water, starring Mark Ruffalo.
I want to see that.
Great movie. But what came to mind? I knew a guy the other day, or I heard somebody say the other day, and I didn't bring it up, but they were talking about, so I knew somebody from Parkersburg, they didn't have any teeth. And I'm like, yeah, they didn't have any teeth because they were being poisoned by DuPont and the Teflon. But we're going to go ahead and just make that a West Virginia joke because it's easier.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you stop saying stuff. Like, I'm not going to make the West Virginia no teeth joke anymore because they were not having teeth because they were drinking Teflon chemicals.
They were just dying of cancer.
Just dying and staunchly defending DuPont because it gave them work, because that's what we do. It's just like, West Virginia's going to flood and die. You think that's bad? Yeah, probably. Should we stop doing so much fossil fuel? Nah.
Well, okay. It sucks because you get stuck in this catch-22 of, like, if this industry left, no one there would... Everybody would have to move. Nobody could afford to move. So, like, what would happen? So they're stuck sucking on the car exhaust, but if they stop, then they won't get any oxygen and they'll die.
Sure. Yeah, it's.
But
I
they're
don't know
dying
what
anyway
to
because
do.
it's car
But
exhaust.
this is why I've adapted the ecclesiastical outlook of things in that it's all
Everything
gonna burn.
sucks.
Everything sucks. It's all futile. You do your best you can, but if it doesn't work out, it's not gonna work out. It's not okay. This is not to be clear. Stephen backpedals. Count me in. It's not a don't do anything good because F it attitude. It's more of a do the best you can with what you can control, but don't panic. You know what I mean? Like, if I can recycle, I will recycle. If I can do this thing to make it better, I'll do this thing to make it better. But there are probably 15 people on the planet that are going to ruin it for the rest of the 7 billion of us.
Oh yeah.
You ever
And
think
I'm
about
sure
that?
It's gonna come
There's
in the
like
form of a dick rocket.
the handful of people that control everything for everybody. It's like me and Lana were talking about, like, there are like 8 people on the planet that could blow it up at any moment if they just got mad about something.
Yeah.
You know, and we would just be like, F it. We're just normal people.
Figuratively or literally.
Yeah, we're just wieners. But, you know, let's stop sucking on the teat of the coal industry and talk about some factoids, because it's a late night and I'm tired, and so is everybody else.
Oh, are we going to actually do a show?
What is this button?
Did we
There it
start
is.
the show?
Yeah, the show's on. Like, we've been recording.
Wait, but did you do the intro?
Yeah, I did the whole intro because I talked about the covered wagon and the zombies and stuff. Were you there? That was when you were froze for a little while. I'm pretty sure your neurons actually stopped firing.
I was trying to do something. I remember that, but I can't remember what.
You were
I
like-
was voting for myself, and I'm already at 12.
You were completely frozen solid on the camera, and I thought I lost you. And I did. I did lose you, just differently. You know what? Hey, special thanks to everybody, by the way, for just being here, because it was the beginning of this whole stream night was shenanigans, and I'm just grateful that you're here. And Jesse, I saw your note about the earlier thing. I'm going to read it. I'm going to give it a look-see, because I'm desperate. Yeah, so anyway, that was about the porn thing, but we're going to get, past that. I did that for the audio listeners who have no idea what I'm talking about.
I
Anyway,
don't know what you're on about.
I'm on about. I'm on about.
I hate you so much.
I don't know. It's been a real stressful week. It's been a real so
A
I've got.
stressful 19 fucking months.
It's been a stressful.
I hit myself in the face.
I'm so stressed. Okay. The origin of the word sinister reflects a historical bias against left-handed people. It comes from the Latin word for left, which was also seen to be unlucky or evil. Well, how
It's
about that?
also wait. It ties into women somehow too.
Left
Dan
hands tie to
Brown
women?
wrote about this back in the early 2000s, and I read about it in his book.
Did Dan Brown? You remember when you were reading Da Vinci Code and you came out of your room every 5 minutes to tell us about some other historical painting? That was the
I'm
best.
sure.
I'm
sure.
She could not. Friends. She could not get through a paragraph of that book without running around in a circle, excitedly telling us about everything that happened. I didn't need to read
Nobody
it.
gives a shit about the stuff I learn until 3 years later when they learn it themselves. I'm like, hey, did you blah, 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 blah? I'm like, well, yes, I did. I did know that. I'm glad that you also know that too.
Nah. See, you and we're ahead of the game. Nobody gives a crap about what we say 90% of the time. I just walk around talking around the house, and I just hear Stephanie going, yeah, and that's mostly satisfying to me. Mostly.
My child has started to laugh at my jokes, and I'm like, Jacob, I don't need you anymore. You
let
are
go.
superfluous.
Sequester yourself with your bourbon and movies. I'm having
He has to listen to me because he's dependent upon me for milk and food.
I have an audience. I need you to go. Yeah, man.
I don't know where the bus is.
I don't know where
Sure,
we're. Yeah,
yeah.
I think did we drive it off the? I think it's gone. We're
It's
hanging
in
on.
the muck.
We're Spider-Man.
We're
just
walking
hanging on
back
to
now.
the back. It's dragging us behind, or bouncing on the wood on the train. Wait, it's a bus on the train tracks now. I went from it was a bus to it's a train in 30 seconds, probably less. World news. Bus to Busan. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a sequel to that called The Peninsula or something. It's going to be a trilogy.
Really?
But now they're making an Americanized version of Train to Busan. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be as good. It's called The Last Train to New York. It was really funny because I was like, we don't have trains that are effective in America. Like, nobody's racing for a train in America. Like, Korea, sure. Europe,
I don't even know where a train is.
There's one in Apex. There's a train station, like, near Apex Cary. Like off
a passenger train?
Yeah, you can get on the Amtrak and you can ride it to Charlotte and back. I mean, you ride that train to Charlotte and you get a new train to come back.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does it take?
2 hours?
So it shaves an hour off?
Yeah, but it's a train.
That's a good point. And then you have to rent a car once you got there.
Yeah. I tried to look at a train to go to my parents once. I was like, I wonder, like, there's a train station here. Like, maybe I should just get on a train and go to see my parents. It would take 2.5 days of travel. 2.5 days. That's the dumbest way to travel in the history of it. Like,
I want to go to Japan just to be late for a train because I won't make it because they're on time.
I'll tell you this: when I rode a train in the Czech Republic, that was awesome. Those trains were nice. I mean, awesome's kind of like, it's not Disney World awesome, but it was pretty cool to be like, hey, I'm going to a train station. And it was given some serious thought. And there was like stuff there and you could get on the train. And they came by with the little cart and they were like, would you like water? And I didn't know what the Czech currency was, so I called it krones. And then Jesse made fun of me for the rest of the trip about calling them krones.
What's it called?
Crowns. But the one dude, the Czech dude pronounced it crone because he's Czech, so he had an accent. And I was like, crones? He said, oh, you old crones.
I know, 3 old ladies, please.
And I was like, what do you want from me?
Look, you were just trying to fit in.
Well, I was trying to be cool with the local people. Also, I ate a Trensdal dick or whatever it's called.
Please, someone quote that Steven just said, also, I ate a dick.
Trendiddleick. What's it called? Czech pastry. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Dick is not a curse word. It's a name.
It's called, hold on, I'm going to find the Trindlenick.
It is not. Vote in the chat. Is dick a curse word?
Yes, it's a curse word.
Word. It's an anatomy.
It is a curse word. I ate a Tredeldick. I ate a Tredeldick, and it was not as good as it was supposed to be. I walk around to Prague,
what is it?
And I was just dog after this it's a circular pastry.
You were dog after the dick.
I was after the Tredeldick. And it would look delicious. And they fill it with like cinnamon or strawberry or something, and they cover it in sugar. And I was like, holy crap, the thing looks amazing. I was like, Jesse, we gotta get one. I gotta find one. And I had one, and it was not as good. I think I ended up eating like a third of it, and I threw it away. I was so annoyed.
Is it like a the dough and the deep fryer?
Oh, it's a scam. It's not real life. They know that it sucks. They just want you to think it looks delicious.
Wait,
I guess if you put ice cream in it, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Y'all just look at the show notes where I'm going to forget. No, it's pastry dough wrapped around a stick. And then it's put in the oven. So then when it comes out, it's like a circle, like a hollow thingy with like powdered sugar all over it. But we're American, so our sugar tolerance is like off the charts. So when you eat something in Europe that's sugar, you're like, this doesn't even taste sweet. This is boring.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so that's like an eclair.
But it's not. It's not nearly as good. It's not as good.
Okay.
It's not what I'm saying is it looks delicious, especially when every street vendor in Prague is like, would you like some Trendiddleick? Would you like some Trendiddleick? Get some Trendiddleick. Here it is. And you're like,
really what it's called?
No, I can't pronounce that word. Do I look like I speak?
Where is the word? I'm dying.
I posted it in the chat. The Tredeldick. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's great. Just look up Czech pastries. You'll see Jesse says turtleneck. It's a turtleneck. That's what it is. Turtleneck pastry.
Wait, enter it into Google and make her say it.
Look, how do you pronounce turtleneck?
How?
All right, I'm gonna copy.
Oh yeah, how to pronounce? There we go.
I got it, so the people can hear how to pronounce turtleneck. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Ready. This one has 2 ratings. That's like 17 rolling R's. Like.
Okay, so try again, because that was dumb.
You hear that? Is it loud enough for you?
I can hear it, but it's got 2. They said it was not right.
What about this one?
Turtleneck.
Nailed it.
Turtleneck.
Turtleneck. Okay. Turtleneck. That's what it's called.
I don't know what it is. Because it's turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
Can that be the show? We're done.
There's nothing else here.
Oh, shooty McStuffin' muffins. I only have 2 more curse words.
Shooty McStuffin' muffins. That's a good one. That's your abandoned story. Stories about shooting McTurtle muffins. All right, let's do a. Did I do a world news? Did I hit the world news button already?
I don't. Sure.
I don't think I did. I'm gonna hit it. We got 15 minutes to get through this whole show. We can do this. Customers, employees spend night watching TV, sleeping in Ikea after Snowstorm traps them in. What better place to be? Really? Their meatballs.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, meatballs, lingonberry sauce all night, and mac and cheese.
And just running around like mannequin. You're in the mall. Like that was one of the things I wanted to do when I was little was get locked in the mall and just run around, be like, I own you.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a great idea until you're there all night. Usually lock-ins ended up as everybody would just find a sneak away place to make out with each other. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lock-ins.
Yeah.
Lots of babies born from lock-ins.
For Jesus!
Customers and employees at an IKEA showroom in northern Denmark were forced to sleep in beds usually reserved for display after a snowstorm trapped them in the store overnight. 6 customers, about 24 employees turned the showroom into a communal bedroom. Oh, did they now? And spend the night watching television and eating together. Peter Elmos, the store manager, told the Extra Blood Day tabloid that the impromptu sleeping arrangement went super well. It's been a good night. All fun, he said. Up to 12 inches of snow fell, stranding the group of customers and employees when the Aalborg store closed doors Wednesday evening. It was too dangerous to drive on the roads, Elmos said. It was too dangerous to go outside, and we couldn't make our employees take those risks. And then as there were 6 customers left, we invited them too. The group was offered chips and Swedish cinnamon rolls to eat before they watched television together. Elmo said that people were able to pick the exact bed they always have wanted to try. We slept in the furniture exhibitions in our showroom on the first floor where we have the beds, mattresses, and sofas. All the used bedding and sheets were changed prior to the shop's reopening Thursday. What a great place to get snowed in. That's great. That's awesome.
I feel like that's so wholesome, but IKEA is just such a bad company.
I mean, yes. But am I going to buy a Billy bookshelf? Yes.
Sorry about your ancient forest, Norway.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to cut it down anyway. My refusal to buy a Billy bookshelf isn't going to make IKEA go, you know what? Since Steven did it, we're going to change our ways. And then there's well, no, everyone should do it. Well, no, everyone's going to do it. So it's just not going to happen.
I mean,
cynicism.
Their furniture killed lots of children and no one did anything. So that either means we don't give a crap about children or we just...
I'm not going to give into how much we don't give a crap about children because that's for an entirely different show where we can stand to lose listeners.
So, okay. We had the windows open because it's beautiful today. And William was upset. Like, he was crying. He wanted to sit on Jacob's chest. And my neighbor, really sweet, she's like, am I upsetting William? Because she was, like, banging in a post in the backyard. I'm like, no, like nobody can even, we can't hear what you're doing. You're fine. It's like he just wants to be on Jacob's chest, and Jacob's got a meeting, and whatever, we're working through it. She's like, just go put him in a safe space and close the door and live your life. And I lost my, like, I
Can I hit
really
the
like
button?
this.
Can I hit the? Okay,
I'm not. I'm trying not to be mad.
I want to hit the button though.
You can hit the button.
I'm as mad as hell.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
It lit me up because she sent me a voice recording because she's from Argentina, so like it's easier just for her to do the voice recording instead of trying to type in English. But she's like, yeah, just I've got 3 children, and I just sometimes you just have to put them in a safe space and shut the door. And I'm like, lost your like what the? You want me to lock my child in a room because he has emotions? Like, what kind of unsolicited bullshit is no? I didn't even listen to the rest of it. And I'm like, shove your unsolicited, abusive advice up your asshole and then go lick a turkey butt. Like, no, suck all the butts. So, like, I don't know how to feel about her right now because I want to shove my foot up her butt.
It's like you've got, not to look, we're going to be mad at you if you did this anyway, but Ferberizers, anti-vaxxers, and flat earthers all find themselves on the same list. To each his own, but I definitely think less of you.
No, it's not to each his own. See, this is the thing that pisses me off. People have made so much money off of telling desperate, tired, overworked parents that these 3 steps will work a miracle for your baby, blah, 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 whatever, right? Like, and it's just wrong, and it's coercive, and I hate, like, every time I see one of these dumb bitches on Instagram going, I'll sleep in your baby, I'll do it gently. I'm like, you go to fucking hell and you stay there, you asshole. Like, you are actually causing people to abuse their children, and they think that they're doing the best thing in the world for them. And it's so frustrating because people are like, okay, this will help my child. That bullshit came from this dipshit Western gun fanatic doofus ass who blew his own fucking hand off, wrote a pamphlet saying that women were ruining babies and that men needed to take over, and they needed to lock them in at night and let them cry. And that's where fucking Ferber got it. So your scientific bullshit data is from a dipshit in the 1800s who thought women were making pansy-ass fucking babies.
That was a good one. Did you get that?
I wasn't going to do that. I was going to stay under. I was going to stay at 18, and I wasn't going to be mad. But it's so frustrating because people think they're doing the right thing, and they're being told they're doing the right thing, and it's not, and it's awful. Like, so we work with handicapped kids, and there's a guy that got into a car accident. He's physically just busted, so he cannot communicate, and he cannot take care of himself. He's in a wheelchair. And I'm like, so when he struggles, do I just go lock him in a fucking room and live my life? Like, what the fuck? Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, this is so. Kelly made a solid point a second ago in that if you're going
because of all the
if you're going to throw them down the stairs,
yes,
take a step back.
Yes,
take a step back.
Absolutely. Stephanie and I talked about that earlier. Is if you're alone, you have no one else, and dear God, you can get there real quick with something screaming in your ear. But that's completely different than taking a 19-month-old who's just working through feelings and locking them in a fucking room and going, when the green light's on, you can come out because mommy needs her fucking bonbons and what? Go, no.
Yeah.
Like, completely different. But yes, if you're going to drown your child, it's better that they're alive and their cortisol level is high than
not
dead
alive.
and zero cortisol, right? But that's a huge difference between being told that you need to let your baby cry all night because dipshiticus McGee says that we're making pansy-ass babies and it just propagates itself, and then people ended up... It's like the biblical citing of... I could go on about this forever, but
yeah, and you should on your new show. you should go on about
Who
it.
nobody's gonna want to talk to me now.
No one's gonna come on your show, but it'll
No,
be fun.
not.
It'll be fun to listen to.
I'll just yell
They go,
into the
so
void.
we practiced cry it out, and you're gonna be like, you can die. You can die right now. Curse them with some sort of spell. Yeah, no, I remember being pushed to that at one point by some at some point. And
It sucks.
It was not a good night for me because you know how influenceable I am. I'm quite the gullible guy. I'm willing to try things that people insist on. So I'm like, well, this person had several of these mutants,
Right.
and told me I should give it a go, but it made me feel like horrible. And I was like, I don't think this is good. Like your entire being was just like, nah.
Every study that they have done on gentle or whatever fertilizing crying out, but the dropout rate is massive because who the fuck wants to voluntarily let their children scream?
Yeah, I think there's probably there's a lot to that whole maybe I should watch out for them and take care of them kind of thing that we evolved to do.
It's just frustrating that people prey on parents. Everything's too expensive. You have to get them all these stupid toys. Like we've stopped buying William toys because he doesn't fucking use them. They don't advance his intellect in real life at all. So he just. But that's what we're told to do. Get this and get that and get the crib and blah 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 blah.
It starts early.
$100,000 that they've. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
Really, you want to keep going?
I hate you.
A different theme? No, I felt like you needed to get that off your chest, and what better way to do it than in front of millions on the internet? Millions.
We did not hit 50. What the hell?
You swore a lot. You said a lot of words. And
I
look how
lose so
cool
many
that jar
bits.
looks, though, when it's got two
We need to make
two
that.
numbers.
We need to make that a sticker, an emoji, or something.
Yeah, I really like that. That does need to be an emoji. Ooh, oddly, can I pay? Can I hit you with a $5 to just get that a separate piece of art I can make an emoji out of? Because that's legit.
I do approve of that very muchly.
Small town news. Here we go. I really should do like an effect once it hits a certain number. I think I can do that. I think Firebot will let me do explosive effects when it reaches a certain point.
That's amazing. I don't want to be mad about it because I feel bad.
You
'cause I feel like
should
I'm
be
attacking
mad.
people. But
Be
I'm not.
mad.
Yeah, but
I'm mad
I
when
feel like
people
you could-
take a crap on the floor. There's justified anger,
how often does that happen?
Oh, just frequent. Lots of pooping. Lots of pooping on the floor. No. I get mad when the butter gets left out of the fridge. Justified.
Do you feel like people should just leave their butter out so it's spreadable?
Not laid out with the lid off and the knife from earlier this morning still in it.
Oh no, that's dumb. I mean, in the nice little covered.
It depends on who
jar.
you depend. Now I'm not giving you an opinion. I'm telling you someone else's, but it really does depend on who you ask. Because I think butter should be proper butter that's actually made from milk, like real life
Yes.
butter, should probably be left out because you can't spread it otherwise. It's
Right.
really irritating. And the fact that we buy, I'm gonna.
I'm as mad as hell.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
There's no sense having butter that you cannot spread. There's no sense pulling butter out of the fridge because you just made your toast and you're like all excited, like I'm gonna have me some toast. You look in the fridge and your soul leaks out of your anus because you have to get this flipping butter out of the fridge. Try to get these little shavings because it's a flipping ice block in there. So you're like, shavings? I'm just going to get these butter shavings. It's fine. And then you put it on your toast and you rip a hole in your toast because you're like, I just want to spread it. I just want to spread it. And then your wife walks in and goes, hey, you should just put it on the toast while it's hot. I'm like, you need to go sit down because I'm having a furious episode over here where I want to throw something. And I'm just like, look at this hole in my butter. Oh, look, I'll just make an egg in a hole. It's no problem. It's just, toast, and now I'm making egg in a hole because I ripped a hole through it because of the flippin' unspreadable butter. I'm just losing. I buy two butters because one person in the house insists that real butter is the only true butter, and the other person enjoys a convenient, spreadable, butter-flavored thing. So I get the Brummel and Brown butter with yogurt and canola oil or whatever the F, because I don't really care if it's real. What I care about is that it spreads on my toast with the greatest of ease. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't care where it came from. It tastes good, and it spreads.
It's spreadable. So when I make toast, I always walk away from it long enough and forget about it because I take and I cut a little slivers of butter, put it on the toast, and like sandwich it and leave it on top of the toaster. And when I come back, it's like all melted and perfect. And I'm like, I mean, it's cold.
Yeah,
because I forgot about it for 20 minutes.
I don't have the patience for that.
It's absorbed into the bread.
It's stupid. I want my butter to be like visible on my warm toast.
Just melting.
Everybody
in the chat says salted butter should be left out on the counter.
That sounds right.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. So maybe that's what we do. We just we get one of those crystal
know.
butter dishes like my mom has with
the
knife on each side.
I am not buying a custom container for my butter and a custom knife for spreading it. And I'm also not taking up more valuable counter space with a stupid butter jar. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it.
The hell? So the house that we had in West Virginia, the kitchen had just a shit ton of
17 acres of counter space.
That was a mammoth kitchen. It had the island stove, it had a wet bar, it had room for it was huge. Never any counter space. It doesn't matter how big your stupid kitchen is. I don't, stuff just is on your kitchen counters, and I'm like, how?
I hate it. I hate stuff on my kitchen counter. I hate it.
Anything. I don't want the spices out. I don't want, if I could, I would take the coffee pot and stick it. But I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to put our spices up in a cabinet because we use them and we use a lot of them often. But I'm like, they're just sitting under a light, de-spicing.
The light is making their spices go away. And the spice must flow.
Was I supposed to read a story?
I don't know. All I know is that putting things on my counters annoys me, and it's fine if other people do that, but in my world, in the way my brain works, stuff on the countertop says clutter, and it makes me upset. Stuff in the sink makes me upset. Stuff on the counter I generally am an upset person. Everybody's like, Steven's so cheerful all the time. I have so many little pet peeves, you wouldn't believe it. It's like getting stabbed with tiny daggers every time I walk out of the house. I'm like, that lady's pants aren't really pants, but they're not shorts either, and I don't know if I like it. And Stephanie's like, would you leave them alone? If they want to wear pants that meet mid-calf, they should be able to. I'm like, there's nothing right about that. And then I'll be looking at some dude. I'll see a dude's like, why is he wearing loafers with no socks? Like he looks like an uncle from 1975. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, they shouldn't do that. They should have socks on. Their feet probably smell like ancient times. I can't handle it.
Such an insult. Your feet smell like ancient times.
I can't handle it. When I see other people that look like I would be uncomfortable, they make me uncomfortable. Your shoes
Kelly
are stupid.
said all of her shorts are pedal pushers on her because she's short.
It's just I hate it. I hate loafers without socks. Og, I love you, but I don't know if I can deal with your loafer no sock situation because you're gonna get the
leather loafers shouldn't have socks. Steven has a weird shoe/sock thing.
Yeah, I do. And I'm okay with it. I'm all right with myself. I'm 36 years old. I've been living in this skin for a while. I'm totally fine with who I am. I mean, some of it needs to change. I could stand to lose a couple pounds. But, I mean, other than that, I feel like I'm doing okay. Well, that was a good story. What's next? There's an Airbnb. What time is it?
Can we just read the sperm one?
Yeah, we can read. You want to read the sperm one?
I'll read the sperm one and it'll be done.
Okay, sperm.
This is news better left untold. A new eco-friendly plastic made from salmon jizz, salmon jisms, pew, 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 has been invented by scientists in China. What the fuck?
Where do they collect salmon sperm from?
Who has a tub of salmon jizz and just sits there and like, this would make a good polymer, do you not think?
You said tub of salmon jizz, and it just made me think of it. I want to ask, is it spreadable?
I feel like, do people just take like environmental shit and then see if they can plasticize it? Like, is that what can we make fuel? Can we make plastic?
How do you pump a salmon for itself? Like, what's the tactic there? Do they have to do they shove a tube up its butt to get it going? Like, does a salmon have a prostate? Like, how does this work? I have so many questions.
I don't know. Do they put tapioca in front of it and it just goes? 2 short strands of DNA from the sperm were combined with a chemical from vegetable oil that binds them together. Cool. Again,
science.
What this creates is a squishy material known. Oh my god! They made a hydrogel out of salmon jizz. I put that shit on my face, and I'm like, make my skin pretty.
You do not.
That's all the face masks are hydrogels.
So it's made of salmon semen?
Salmon
semen. Say that 12 times fast.
Salmon semen, please. Can that be the show
salmon
title?
semen, salmon semen, salmon semen, salmon semen, salmon semen. It's not as hard as you think.
It sounds like you're saying Sam and Steven.
She sells salmon semen by the seashore.
The team of Chinese scientists created their. Oh wait, I missed the jizz. That's not what that says.
Wait,
From
what?
Here, the gel is then molded into different shapes and freeze-dried to remove the moisture, which makes it solidify. Researchers have already created a cup, puzzle piece, and a DNA molecule from the eco-friendly plastic. Look, if you're milking salmon for their bajisms, that doesn't make it eco-friendly. Like, just because... I'm
it
sure
comes
the salmon...
from an animal.
Right.
Yeah.
Beaver buttholes aren't... Though the team of Chinese scientists created their raw materials from salmon sperm, DNA carries the genetic code for every living thing on the Earth. A study from 2015 estimates that somebody got paid by the word, that there are 50 billion tons of DNA on the planet.
That's the dumbest paragraph in this entire story. Like, what relevance did that have to anything?
I know, nothing.
By the way, we're talking about salmon sperm turning into plastic, but let's discuss what DNA is for a moment.
This is like a report when you are trying to verbally throw up everything and hoping that the teacher gives you marks even though it has nothing to do.
Hello, my name is Steven. My book report is on salmon sperm by China scientists.
McFly by China scientists. Jacob said it comes from an animal.
Oh, zing, zing. Go home. What the devil?
Go. That means we could technically make the plastic out of other sustainable sources, such as waste material from crops, algae, or bacteria.
Or human semen.
Yeah, why not just, I mean,
you can pay lots of people to create that for you.
A dude, okay, yes, go pay a guy to sploogie in a cup. Mm-hmm. It's good for his prostate. It makes him some cash. There is nothing wrong with this.
No, you should just.
No.
Go ahead, get everybody.
Go sploogie as much as you can for the prostate. Make sure it's consensual and not in areas where you're not supposed to sploogie.
Yeah, and there's got to be some sort of sperm collection for making the plastics kind of community where you can just be like, hey.
This is for the polymer to go on the women's faces, but I was told that I missed the first step, and so I had to go to jail.
I have to go to jail. I was told we're saving the planet.
My girlfriend said she uses hydrogel, and I was just trying to help a bitch out, but whatevs.
Lord.
Oh, baby.
Okay. I'll end the show. Have your
Oh.
see because it's time to go anyway.
Okay,
It's
I love
late.
you guys.
Okay,
Bye!
bye. Sorry for the impromptu end, but it seems that that not nature has called, but the baby has called, and it's late anyway, and I'm late. I'm late. It's late. It's been a good time. Hey, you know what? I'm real happy that you all could come by and hang out with us for the evening for a little while, and we got a show out of it. I was just dreading this going by and not having anybody to or not having this outlet to talk to Smash and Smash to talk to me. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for being with us. I tell you what, you should come back next week because next week is hopefully a show, and then Friday is a charity stream. Jacob's sitting down, so Jacob's going to close the show with me. I was telling him about the charity stream.
Yes,
because we're doing that next Friday.
Yes, we are, and it's going to be so awesome. We already have the lineup and everything.
What are we playing? We're playing some Red Dead. We're playing some Overcooked.
We are. We're playing Red Dead. We're playing Overcooked 2. We're playing Golf Story.
Phasma. Hey, thanks for the sub, CPAT Ran. We got
Woo!
14 months out of Coleman. Thank you for the sub, sir.
Very nice.
That's
awesome. What else are we playing? Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy Forever. That's right.
Yes, super stoked to play that one.
Yeah, I keep changing what I'm going to play in the morning to kick us off. I thought it was going to be Honey, I Joined a Cult. And then I came up with some other thing, but then I forgot what it was.
Golf Story.
Golf Story. I'm going to play flipping Golf Story. I've never played Golf Story before.
I played that a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it. I was traveling almost every week and for 2 or 3 days a week. And so I'd just bring the Switch with me and play Golf Story. And that was so awesome on a plate. So you're going to love it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It looked quirky enough and entertaining enough for a stream day.
Well, it's right up your alley, Steven. It's got that kind of adventure feel, like where you make decisions and you talk to people and you do the stuff and things. And you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah. And we have a couple of other games on our list, but we haven't really come up with what exactly we want to do in the middle. I know there were some recommendations today in the chat. Hades, somebody recommended Hades.
Oh, Hades is legit. That's a fun game. That's definitely the I'm just going to play this action game a bunch and chat a lot. It's definitely I can kind of mindlessly play this while I chat kind of game. So you got to feel the chattiness. You got to feel it. But it's real fun.
Chattiness.
It's real fun. You die a lot. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, flipping Mad Libs would be fun.
We also talked about Stop Talking and Everybody Explodes.
Oh, gosh, I forgot about Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Yeah, Keep Talking and Stop Talking or Everybody Explodes.
Yeah, dude, we got to play. Yeah, we got to play that because I've had that forever. Yeah, you can have the bomb manual, and then we could go vice versa. You could have the bomb manual, and I could have the bomb manual.
That would be awesome for a Tater and D-Wayne moment because that would yield shenanigans.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down here so we don't forget because we're going to forget.
Yeah. But yeah, and then obviously the ghost hunting at the end of the night with TV's Travis and the rest of the crew. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're going to play some Phasmophobia. I'm pumped about that. I mean, I'm not pumped because it's horrifying.
And then Ashley and Sub are going to do their thing, right?
Yeah, Ashley. There's always the Ashley and Sub show.
The Ashley and Sub, I'm going to yell at each other for an hour or two show.
That's always good stuff.
Didn't they get locked in the brig last time? What happened last time that just made Sub or Ashley just so angry?
Ashley got harpooned, and it was just shenanigans all over the place. But everyone always throws up after playing Sea of Thieves, so we had to pick a different game this time. But so
it did.
Oh, go ahead.
It did yield the absolute best clip from Lucretia ever.
My mom
best
donated right at the exact moment, like a big event happened. I can't remember. We'll have to find that clip.
They were shooting a cannon. They were shooting a monkey out of a cannon, and the monkey goes flying. And as it shoots the monkey out of the cannon, the whole screen explodes because Lucretia donated a whole bunch of money to Toys for Tots. It was
awesome.
Glorious. It was the best clip ever.
Good memories. So that's coming up next Fridays. That'll be all live long day, and it's gonna be a really good time. I'm pretty excited. I know you're excited. We gonna make it
Oh, I'm
happen.
stoked.
And we're gonna we'll shoot $1,000 for Toys for Tots. You think we can do that? Think we can do that?
We could do that.
I think we
we're
can
gonna
pull
do that.
off.
Are we gonna do any giveaways? Are we gonna try to give away a few books? A few?
Yes, we should give away a few
things,
books. I think
games?
Kelly and Zavo finally got their art from Stephanie, so she made it under the year mark. But I think we can give away more Stephanie art, and we can
Nice.
definitely give away some books. So I think that's a great idea. Let's give away like five or 6 or 7 books or whatever. I think
We
can
could
do it.
also buy some game codes or something like that from Steam because they've got a whole bunch of autumn
Yeah,
sales going on
get
right
some,
now.
Let's
So
get
we
some
can-
codes. Anybody
yeah,
got
let's
any
get some
codes? Shoot us a message over there in the Discord, twodorks.net/Discord. And if you got codes you're not using, keys somebody sent you, shoot them this
All-
away.
All your codes belong to us.
That's right. So we can give them away to people who swing by, donate some
Steven.
cash.
Steven, can I tell the audience something real quick?
I mean, sure. Yeah, you got the
My
microphone.
Black Friday purchase. I've got to talk about it.
Okay.
I got to talk about it. So I have been talking about this grill that I have wanted for no less than maybe a year and a half. It's
Yeah.
been a long time. And so I've been researching it and I've been trying to figure out if I really want to buy it and if I really want to spend that much money. And so finally I was like, something, I'm going to get it. And so I went to pull the trigger earlier this year and I'm like, shit, I just can't justify spending this kind of cash on a grill. So I didn't
in the
pull
cart,
the trigger.
out of the cart. In the cart,
It
out of the
was.
cart.
It was one of those moments. And so I'm like, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. So fast forward to Black Friday sales. What did they have? Couple $100 off. Throw in a few free things too. A lot of accessories that come with it. I'm like, you just changed the equation, you assholes. You did it to me. You changed the equation. So I ended up getting a new Kamado Joe Classic 3, which is one of the new guys. And
Oh,
I'm
the
so
Classic 3.
stupid excited. It was supposed to come yesterday, and I was going to put it together and do its first burn last night. But it got delayed in shipping, so it should be here tomorrow. So I'm going to put it together tomorrow and do the first burn tomorrow night and then cook something on Saturday. So,
Look at that Komodo Joe.
oh, I can't wait.
That
I
baby.
can't wait.
So now
It's
you
gonna
get
be
to
so
be the grill
exciting.
guy, and I get to be the griddle guy.
Yeah, we've got a grill guy and a griddle guy.
This
That's
is
what it's gonna
perfect.
be.
I made smash burgers tonight for dinner, by the way, and they were amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, they are real.
smash burgers.
They were real good. But
Smash burgers.
man, I'm excited for you. I'm excited that we're gonna get to eat the food you make because you do make some good food.
Yes, I'm excited. That's going to be my new thing, learning a new grill. So everybody, I hope I still have a wife at the end of this because I'll either spend all of my money and time on this obsessive hobby or I will get divorced and she'll kick me out. One or the other.
Well, let's hope that you just get everyone happy and fat on meat. Meat
Happy
drunk.
and fat on my meat.
On your meat, yeah. Well, Jacob, it's late. I think we need to call this thing. I was calling it when you made your way to the microphone, and then you sat down, and then I had a fun again. But it's time.
Yeah.
It's time for the end of the show. So thanks, everybody, for coming out and hanging with us. If you like the show, give us a review on your favorite podcasting service. You can follow us on Twitter at SteveH&H or Fate Kills, P-H-A-T-E Kills. Tip us. Help us make the show better over there at twodorks.net/tip or join us on Patreon at twodorks.net/support where you can join the likes of D.H. Dunn, Hammer Dwarf, Jesse Ogg, Adam and Christine of Geekheim, Oddly Normal One, and our parents who support us despite sometimes the audio feed being empty and us doing nothing because life is hard. But we appreciate your never-ending support. Again, thanks Oddly Normal One for the brand spanking new overlay art, which gives us a little bit of a unique flair. Because ain't nobody else got this overlay. No, just us. Just us cool kids. Its art is absolutely killer. So huge thank you to you. And we'll leave you with these words of wisdom. Lead you into your next week from John Irving, who says, if you're lucky enough to find a way of life you love, you have to find the courage to live it. How about that? Well, thank you very much, John Irving. And with that, we'll see you all next time on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Bye.